All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a resplendent morning to you. Thank you so much for staying with us here on CVM and on Sunrise. Now, if you're interested in innovative business ideas, then you're at the right stop. We have CEO and Principal Consultant of 2020 Strategies Consulting and event organizer of Made in Manchester Expo, Annette Salmon, here with us this morning to discuss the happenings and significance of this year's staging of Made in Manchester. Annette, welcome to Sunrise, and thank you so much for being here.
How are you?
How are you?
Cool,
Invitation.
yes. I know that the Manchester schools, I don't know, Manchester High is in Champs? Which school from Manchester is represented?
Manchester, Homewood.
Homewood, yes. I love Homewood girls, you know.
Yeah, Homewood always represents.
I like their hairstyle.
I was just about to say the style. There's a culture that surrounds them that they've just made their own, and everybody kind of adopt a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I love that aspect about them.
Love it, the style. So talk to me now about Made in Manchester. Absolutely amazing. Normally you hear about Made in Jamaica, but now it's Made in Manchester. How did you conceptualize this idea and bring it into fruition?
Well, Made in Manchester was actually conceptualized in 2014 when Manchester was celebrating our 200th anniversary. At the time, we wanted, as a marketing agency, we wanted to just celebrate, highlight, and showcase some of the women that were on the ground, the unsung heroes, businesswomen doing great job, but nobody knew them. So we did a Facebook post and we asked Manchester to nominate the women who we could actually honor. They did that. While in the room at that event, we realized that 95% of everybody in the room did not know each other. So we decided to do something about it. And that's how Made in Manchester came about.
Amazing. And how has the event grown over the years?
It has grown from just being an event that has craft and artisans to persons who are now involved in the service side of business. For example, this year we're having persons who are into solar energy, medical, dental, and so on.
So is it a focus on women, women of Manchester only?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So the event really caters to businesses that are on the ground in Manchester and women-led businesses in the parish of Manchester. It doesn't mean that, because the question we normally get sometimes is, oh, but the things that I didn't really make it here. You know, so the product doesn't have to be manufactured within Manchester.
Yes.
The raw materials can come from elsewhere, China, Japan, wherever, but the business itself has to be on the ground in Manchester, contributing to the economy of Manchester, communities building within Manchester.
I like that because Central Jamaica, for instance, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, is well known and established as, you know, breadbasket country, agrarian, and so some of the products maybe start with agriculture, but there is so much more to Manchester than farming. You know, there are some well-established farming communities. You know, you think Manchester, you think red dirt, you think bauxite, but there is so much more. Talk to us about that importance and what you've seen coming out of this highlighting that there's more to Manchester than farming.
Well, actually, you've hit a very good point. And let me just segue a little bit and get back to that. This year is our 10th anniversary. And in honor or celebration of the 10th anniversary, what we have done is to invite some of the giant manufacturers in Manchester. You know them. Maybe you don't. But the Picker Peppers, Jamaica Standard Products with coffee, Pioneer with their chocolate. You know, a lot of these are international.
I didn't know. I know this product. I didn't know it had a connection with Manchester.
Baron Hall Estate.
Coffee. I've known this coffee for years. Didn't know that they had a connection with Manchester. I'm learning this today.
Well, actually, that is from Jamaica Standard Products. They are the largest, in terms of acreage, single-hold coffee farm in Jamaica, and they have several brands. So Baron Hall Estate is one of their brands.
Look at that.
And they're actually one of the giants that we're celebrating this year. They're 83 or 82 years this year.
Oh, nice.
So they're a 3-generation company going into the 4th now.
Look at that.
So Hazel's Baker's Choice Premium Blended Fruits in wine and rum.
Yes,
Easter
very
business,
interesting.
Christmas business.
You got it spot on. So her mom was one of those persons who was the baker in the community where
Yeah.
everybody got their Christmas cake from her. So this is the daughter now.
Keeping her mom's memory and legacy alive,
right?
yeah.
That has turned it into a product. Her mom was Miss Hazel, so it's Hazel's Baker's Choice. And what this is, literally follow the instructions.
Yes.
Drop this into the mixture.
Right.
Oh, nice.
All the fruits.
Yeah, so you're not to
soaked
start
in
try
rum
doing
and
it
wine
from
and
September.
everything.
It's there. Yeah.
And you literally just follow the instructions, put in the
Amazing.
right ingredients, and you got your cake.
I see some botany over there, some plants, some... What's going on over here?
Okay, so the categories of persons who are involved in Made in Manchester are persons who are into gardening space. So we have farmers, gardeners, persons who grow these flowers.
Is that mint?
This is a herb box.
Oh, nice. That's
So you
so
have your
beautiful.
chives, your green spinach, red spinach, your French thyme.
Yes.
So all of this now is just your starter box.
I like that.
So
So it's
what-
a nice gift, Dennis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it could be a gift.
So what you do with this is just you just transplant everything into either the ground
Or a pot.
bigger pots, and you have your own
Nice.
herb
Eat
garden
what you
right
grow,
there.
grow what
Yeah,
you eat. Yeah,
nice.
just right there.
So they're gardening people, farmers, persons who are making
Body
end
care,
products
yeah.
like this.
Oh, what is that?
That's Nature's Cure, pain reliever, blood purifier.
Oh, wow. Stop out the hip. But tell me, when is it going to be held and where? And is there a cost to come in?
Okay, so Made in Manchester is always the last Sunday in March every year. So it's going to be the 30th of March this year, of course, Sunday coming,
Yes.
at the Kendall Conference Centre in Manchester.
Okay.
And it's free. It's
Okay.
free to come in. However, there's a little rule. You register online and you're getting free. If you don't register online, then it's $500 at the gate.
Okay, what time
So
do you
to
start?
register online is madeinmanchesterja.com. We start at 10 a.m. and we go up until 6.
Okay, very well.
I gather that you're extending, you're allowing St. Elizabeth and Clarendon to participate this year. Tell us a little bit about that.
Because it's our 10th anniversary and they have always been interested in the event, asking, can you do a Made in Clarendon? Can you do a Made in St. Elizabeth? But it's a lot of work. So in celebration of our 10th anniversary, they are our neighbors. We're Central Jamaica. So we've invited them to come on board and participate
Brilliant.
to celebrate with us for the 10th.
Well,
Brilliant,
happy International Women's Month to you.
Thank
for
you
also
so
being a
much.
pioneer in, because I know
Highlighting
that
women
these
in
events
business.
are very difficult, though they seem so easy.
Thank
It's a lot of diligent,
Oh, well,
hard work. And I
Well,
want to
power.
congratulate you in believing in your idea and, of course, building it out. And I hope and pray that it will continue to grow exponentially so that women will have a space to showcase and be celebrated and appreciated.
I
So thank
accept that
you.
wholheartedly because it is a lot of
Yes,
work.
labor of love.
Even for these artisans, some of them have been at the event been exhibitors for 4 or 5 years consistently. And a lot of their clients have come out of showcasing themselves, putting
right.
themselves forward. Sometimes it's their very, very first event. We do have a lot of first-timers, hence the Startup Village.
Nice.
Nice.
And that Startup Village is being sponsored by National Baking and by Knutsford Express.
Amazing. Well, guess what, Annette? If you're watching, guys, and you're in the vicinity, Central Jamaica Massive, Clarendon, St. Elizabeth, you know, and from Kingston, if you just want to drive out.
drive out.
Mandeville, right,
Especially
so-
up here. You live in Kingston, but
Yeah.
are you made in Manchester?
Yeah.
Go over to Made in Manchester Expo and give them some support. It's going to be
Thank you so
awesome.
very
Thank
much,
you very
Annette.
much.
Thank you so
Thank you very much. Our
I
guest has
You're most
been
welcome.
Annette Salmon, the CEO and Principal Consultant of 2020 Strategies Consulting, and she's an event organizer of Made in Manchester Expo. All right, we're going to take another break. More Sunrise comes up after these messages. Stay with us.
Them here Jamaican shot, them say Jamaican bop.